And ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Open your ears, open your eyes, let your spirits be immersed in the following, coming from the one and only T-Boz, delivering words of wisdom and moments of meditation right here at your local community radio station, WAPJ Torrington. What's up, bro?
And open up a can of tuna fish. You're right.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. I can't believe you.
Up in the delivery truck. It says words of wisdom, moments of meditation. I'm going to deliver it. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Good morning, everyone. George by the door. Good morning. Great night with you and Alicia. Friday night at Christie's. Fantastic. Thank you, Lady Diana, and you guys are there. Fantastic. Mark Allen Hart, I'm sure he's still in the studio. Guys, if you want to hear things like Bill Evans, Waltz for Debbie, you want to hear O Pravade, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you got to listen to Mark Allen's Hart Show. That's where you're going to hear that stuff. That's where you're going to hear the triplet fields, duplet fields, Ionian modes, Dorian modes, chord substitutions. I know a lot of you who listen to jazz, I have studied jazz. It's a wonderful medium. What jazz artists do to a song, they could take a basic song like Day by Day, which is maybe C, F, and G chords, and then they substitute, and it's always up, and the hits on the drums are always on the upbeat, and it just transforms the song. And really, so check out Mark's show. Jock has a jazz show, and then Pedro has a jazz show. So if you like jazz, this is the place to be. So good morning, everyone. Come on in, come on in. Yep, we all have plenty of seats over here, plenty of room down front. What? There's more chairs down the hall. Yeah, in the closet. Okay, good. So anyway, a couple of quick things before we get into our topic today. I know a lot of you listen to archives. Our apologies on behalf of WAPJ. There was some difficulties with this site. I know some of you are still telling me you can't get into archives. Boys and girls, this is a volunteer force, okay? So WAPJ, the tech people, are doing the best they can to figure this out as to why you can't get last week's show. Was about aging. So my apologies for those of you who couldn't get it. Hopefully we'll get it up. You got another week to listen to it before it evaporates. But there are a lot of people trying to help us out with this. So we thank them in advance. Let's go on over to Stan, the coffee man, who had a wonderful night at the Elks. You and your beautiful girlfriend, Barbara, and Jim and Peggy. Christmas in July was awesome. Lady Diane and I attended that, too, and had a great time. What do we have in the coffee pot today, Stan? Wow. Take your time. Vanilla morning brew. Stan, I noticed something there with our topic and the coffee. You're very clever. And what do we have at the dessert table, the refreshment table? Oh, we have bagels, cream cheese. Look at the yogurt with granola. Oh, you're killing me, Stan. I want everyone to know Stan gets in here about 2 hours before the show to set this all up and everything. And Stan, who is our sponsor for the refreshment table here today? None other than Kurt's Mucky Hot Dogs. Yes, boys and girls, you've seen them. His wife, Pinky, she's over on the east side. Kurt is over on Pinewood Road. They have 2 locations, the best hot dogs in the United States. If you're looking for something to do today, it's clearing up. Go have lunch there. They have more than hot dogs. They got sausage. They got kibasi, I think. If you don't find something to eat there, then you don't have a stomach, okay? So get over there. And I just want to, if Kurt is listening, Pinky's husband, I want to thank him. His wife has done a tremendous thing in helping me get the swing dance, helping me rebuild my life. And I wouldn't be with Lady Diana if it wasn't for her getting me out there to feel good about myself again and doing all the fun things that I enjoy to do. So a big thank you in advance. And I know Pinky's real name, but I'm not going to tell anybody. She hasn't given me permission. But if she does, one day on the show, I'll let you know. But I'm privileged to know her real name, and it's a beautiful name. So thank you to Kurt's Mucky Hot Dogs for sponsoring the dessert table, refreshment table, whatever you want to call it. Yes, you can go up now if you want something, man. That's fine. Some people, boy, Jock, they can't wait for the refreshments. All right. I just want to jump back. A couple of weeks ago, we did a show about diversity, and a lot of you enjoyed that. And this came across my desk, and I just want to say this real quick, and then we're going to get into today's topic. Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere, you can read it cover to cover if you want, even look at the pictures. Nowhere in the Bible does it tell us to create unity. What? Yeah, nowhere. But what St. Paul tells us is that we ought to preserve unity. Boom. In other words, the unity already exists. We need to preserve it. Isn't that interesting, a take on diversity? A lot of people sometimes use Bible quotes, boys and girls, to fit their own model. Be careful. I encourage all of you, read the Bible, get into a course. There's publications that you can have. Word Among Us is one of them. And learn the scripture verses correctly. But, as St. Paul says, we ought to preserve unity. And I thought that was amazing. And I think that really sums up what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. We're all one. We're all one. And sometimes there are forces beyond us that try to separate us. So let's be mindful of that. Now, today's topic is living in the present moment. Most of us, even myself included, have a hard time with that. Okay? We've been programmed to think about our careers, and then we've been programmed with nostalgia. Sometimes nostalgia is the enemy of history. So, living in the present moment. And we talked about aging last week, and this topic today piggybacks that. And that's why I hope some of you would have listened to last week's show. But anyway, so living in the present moment. So we're going to examine what are things that steal us from being able to live in the present moment. What are things that rob us of that? Okay, so we're going to talk about those things and a bunch of other things. But let's start, and we're not going to start with Proverbs, boys and girls. T-Boz likes to mix things up for you. We're going to start with a funny quote, and it goes like this. Almost everything works again after you unplug it. Even you. Boom. Some of you guys are so plugged in, even myself, are so tense or so tight that you're missing the present moment. And I struggle with this myself. What's that, George? The woman asked a question? Yes. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Why am I revealing that I have a problem and I'm doing the show? This show, ma'am, and you're a new person, that's great, is what I call you, me, and we. And on this show, you're going to have an honest approach to challenges that we have with our behavior. I'm not working for a corporate sponsor. I am free, thank God, to non-commercial radio to share my heart. Everyone on this radio station does this for free. A lot of people retired. Some are teachers. Some are still working. And they do it out of the goodness of their heart. And so for me, I don't have to come off like I've got everything perfect in life. I want this show to be approachable. I want everyone to come through that door where George is, no matter what their political, their religious, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, everyone's welcome here. But I want to be open. I want to be an open book so that you can relate to me. And I'm not going to sit here, like I said, and tell you everything is perfect in my life when I just told you it wasn't. And then it just confuses you. So I share the challenge. A lot of times I pick these topics, man, because I'm having trouble with something and I think so would everybody else. So does that answer your question? Good. All right. Yeah, you can go have some yoga. Okay. So, and everything works again when you unplug it, even you. So that we sometimes need to unplug. And what does that mean? Living in the present moment. And we're going to talk about some techniques to do that. A Cherokee Indian proverb. Here's our proverb, but from our brothers, the Cherokee Indians, that say this: don't let yesterday use too much of today. Boom. Now, there's something we all do, myself included, and I'm sure Jock, right? We all look back. We let yesterday absorb us and take today's peace away from us, all right? And so the Cherokee Indians are right. Don't let yesterday use too much of today. You have today in front of you. You have the now in front of you. You have the gift of life in front of you, okay? Use it. Enjoy it. Bask in the glow of it, because there's no guarantee that you're even going to be here by this afternoon. And so our brothers there, our Indian brothers, are right in telling us to focus on the moment. We look at this statement, and it's excellent. It says, cooperate with inevitability. And Jack kind of alluded to that earlier when he was talking on the air. Cooperate. Isn't that an interesting term? Cooperate with inevitability. Things are going to happen. Not everything is in your control. A big problem that in Alcoholics Anonymous, when they're working with people in recovery, is most alcoholics have trouble with control issues. The reason why they want to escape is because they can't control everything. And so if you're finding yourself wanting to control everything in your life, everything around your life, you need to examine that. So cooperate with inevitability. It takes the guard down, and you just accept what's coming your way. We're going to talk about acceptance a little bit later. Worry. Irma Brownback says this. Here's something that steals enjoying the present moment. Worrying. She says, worrying is like sitting in a rocking chair, rocking away. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Boom. So worrying is something that steals or occupies today so that we don't enjoy today. It's okay to plan. It's okay to say, well, maybe I should put basement systems in my house because the basement keeps flooding. Okay, that's okay to do. But to worry and worry and worry and worry about if it's going to rain, if it's not going to rain, is really just a waste of time. And nothing is going to get solved, just like sitting in that rocking chair, rocking away, rocking away. Rachel Naomi says this, the willingness, okay, I love that. The willingness to consider possibilities requires a tolerance of uncertainty. Boom. Tolerance of uncertainty. We don't like uncertainty, do we? That's why we stash money into our 401ks. That's why we have insurance on the house. That's why we have life insurance. These are okay, right? But we don't like uncertainties, do we? No, that's not good. But what she says there is the willingness to consider possibilities requires a tolerance of uncertainty. 5 months ago, I was dealt a very uncertain blow. I had no idea what was coming my way. But the willingness of possibilities has now blossomed into a wonderful new relationship with this woman, Diana. Why? Because I live in the present moment as best I can, ma'am, and I am willing to accept possibilities. If you're going to sit there with your arms folded and go, no, 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 like you did in the third grade, you're going to be stuck there, and you're not going to be in the present moment, and you're not going to enjoy life. One more quote before we go to the break. The late, great singer, Olivia Newton-John, says, once you face your fears, nothing is as hard as it seems. Bang, boom, boom. Fear. So we got worry that blocks us from enjoying the present moment. Fear. Fear of the unknown. Uncertainty. But once you face those fears, right, God only gives you the strength for today. You don't have, if I would have worried 9 years ago, what was I going to do when my wife died? I didn't have the strength for that. But you only have the strength for today to handle today's troubles. It says in Scripture, why worry about tomorrow when today has enough troubles of its own? It's like when you do the hurdles in school. Remember when you ran track? You can't think about the hurdle at the end. You can only think about the hurdle you have in front of you. So you have the strength for today. You don't have the strength for tomorrow. So Olivia Newton-John is spot on there. Facing your fears, and then it's not as hard as it seems. I'm legally blind, right? I face it. It's not as hard as it seems. People go, oh, I'm amazed by what you do, Boz. I'm amazed. You know why they're amazed? Because I accept it, and I live through it. Where are we? 11:30, Jock. Why don't we do the sponsors, and we'll keep rolling?
As very well we should. And thank you, T-Boz. And thank you all for listening to the show. We want to give our respect and acknowledge our sponsors for their assistance in helping us bring you quality community radio programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We also want to encourage you, as a local community radio station, for you to contribute and participate in your local community radio station. Our local and live segment, which airs every Thursday, is available to you as well. So if there's issues, things you want to discuss, your businesses, so on and so forth, please, we're a resource here for you. So we appreciate all of your support. Listener-supported, volunteer-operated radio, the experiment continues right here at your local community radio station, WAPJ Torrington. And with that being said, we'll return the floor back over to T-Boz for more words of wisdom and moments of meditation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams. Here's a great quote. Worry does not take away tomorrow's troubles, but it steals today's peace. We're right back to what Irma Brombeck said, all right? And right back to what Scripture says, today has enough trouble of its own. So why are you going to steal the only moment? There's a song, One Moment in Time. Why are you going to only steal? Why are we, right? You, me, we. Why are we going to let this one moment that we know we have get robbed by thinking about moments that we can't even control? Okay, so worrying is something that we all, myself included, right? We all have to work on keeping that in control, using our faith or whatever. If you enjoy nature or if you're an atheist, agnostic, whatever you use to control that worry, that's fine. Alan Watts says this: I have realized that past and present are only an illusion that exists in the present, which is all we really have. Boom. The past and the present, only an illusion. But the present is all we really have. The past is gone. The future may be coming. That's why yesterday was yesterday, tomorrow is tomorrow, but today is the gift. That's why they call it the present. And all of you have heard that one. So if you have people in your life that you love, if you have people in your life that you want to spend time with, if you want to enjoy nature, whatever, enjoy that moment. And when tomorrow will get here, trust me, you can deal with it at that time. Our buddy Buddha says this: the secret to health, there's a big one, the secret to health of mind and body is not to mourn the past, boom, and anticipate the future, but to live in the present mindset wisely and earnestly. Live with zest, okay? So for the health of mind and body, and a lot of us, I did it back in February and March. When a lot of you have been following me along these last 6 months. But we mourn the past. We just drag that. And then we worry about the future. Like, what is our kid going to go to college? And what is the price of a new car? And how are my kids going to afford a house? And all things that are out of our control. But what Buddha is saying is live. I love what he says. Live wisely. That's going to help stop the worry. I mean, if you don't do anything for retirement, you get to be 70 years old, you got $10 in the kitty, then you have a problem. So the time to plan for retirement is when you're 30 and 40, all right? So live wisely and earnestly. Lady Diana and I have been going out, you heard, with friends, okay? I go swing dancing and square dancing. You live earnestly. You live in those moments. You enjoy those moments, and it gives you good mind and health of mind and body. The prophet Micah, chapter 7, verse 18, says this, and this goes right back to mourning the past. Who does not persist in anger forever delights in clemency. Clemency is forgiveness. Boom. Who does not persist in anger forever? Some of us are angry. We've been angry. We're staying angry at people and things. It just doesn't matter anymore. You have to live in the present time. You cannot go back and change. And you can't do anything going forward. You only have the moment. So here Micah says the same thing that Irma Brombeck says the same thing that the Cherokee Indian proverb says. Those who do not persist in anger forever delight in clemency, which is mercy. Mercy is a beautiful thing. It comes from God. We can extend, we should extend mercy to each other. As we said on another show, we should always look at the individual, not the behavior. let me see if I get this right. Sadawa Tajani says this: if you are trying to have a different experience than the one you are having, you will never be able to see the present moment clearly. Boom. What does that mean? If you're trying to have a different moment with controlling things, if you're in a situation, okay, if you're trying to control things, if you're trying to fit things in a box, if you're trying not to accept where you are, what you have, okay, in my case, it's the visual permit, right? Then you're not going to see the present moment clearly. Why? Because you're mourning the past, you're worried about the future, and so you're so mashugana with all of that, or these hands say you're all shashkad with that you're missing the moment right now, like Jock and Mark Allen Hart, right? They're on the air before, they're talking about music, they're laughing. That's the present moment. And you could hear the joy in them talking about music and the jazz festival coming up. They're enjoying their DJ-ship, if you want to call it that, or volunteering for WAPJ. You're not sitting there rehashing things that maybe didn't work. So if you're trying, okay, to have a different experience than the one you are having right now, then you're going to miss seeing the present moment clearly. Don't miss the present moment. Here's some tips for living in the present moment. Okay, notice your surroundings. Most of you, you're having lunch, you're looking at the TV, you're scrolling on your phone. Put the devices down. When I have my lunch, I sit on the porch, I look back at the farm, I look at the grass, the trees, the birds flying back and forth. Put the devices down. They're distracting you from enjoying the present moment because you're looking at a device, seeing what someone did on Facebook, and then you're seeing what's coming up in the news. Put the devices down. This 24-hour news that we have, that robs our peace. Those people are interested in their checkbooks. They're not interested in you. They're attracting advertisers to buy spots on those shows, okay? They have enough money. Put the phone down. I heard a thing one time. They said, men, caress your wife as much as you caress your phone. Put the phone down. Turn the TV off when you're having dinner. And guess what? Talk to the person across the table from you. Those things are distraction, okay? So notice your surroundings. Show gratitude for the now. When I get that house someday, I'll be thankful. When I have a baby, I'll be thankful. When I get that promotion, I'll be thankful. Forget it. There's no guarantee, right? I just thank Pinky for bringing me out to square dance. I thank for the now. Have gratitude in what is presently happening. And every person listening to this show right now, whether Zoom, FM, website, whatever, has something to be grateful for. And in the now, okay? Show gratitude. Meditation and prayer, right? Being mindful. Take a moment. And again, if you want to meditate to the sun, I don't care. But be a good sun meditator and take time to focus on the things that you enjoy or give thanks to the person that brings those things to you. Accepting things as they are, not as you want them to be. Here's another question. How well are we at accepting the answer no? Boom. No. No, no, no. Got to be able to accept that. So accepting is how you live in the present moment, not the way you want them to be, but the way they are. I will never drive a car. Who cares? But I can dance. I can work in the yard. So I accept what is in front of me. I got a big no 21 years ago when they told me I'll be blind by the time I was 30. Thank God that didn't happen. But, all right, that was a big no. I had a big no when they told me no more driving at 40. But you accept it, and then you live in the present moment. Focus on one thing. I know they tell us to be multitasking, but sometimes, again, you're distracted. Find one thing. If you're working in the yard, if you're knitting, if you're listening to music, if you're playing a song, if you're a singer like Jock Williams, focus on one thing sometimes instead of trying to do a million things. And social support. You need good friends, okay? I talked about my friends over the last 5 months. realize that you need social support, friends, family, counselors. Today will be my last therapy session, and I got to say, my counselor, Bob, did a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. So get those things in place and be thankful for those things. Like I said, gratitude, and be in that moment, okay? Be in that moment with that family or friends. Here's another thing we all, myself included, we all lose enjoying the present time. John Green says this: I give myself permission to mess up. I find it hugely liberating. I got good news for all of you. You're never going to be perfect. Ta-da! You're never going to be perfect. Don't waste the rest of your life not enjoying the present moment because things are not perfect. Not going to be perfect. There's only one person that was perfect, and he hung from a tree for 6 hours and bled to death. No one else walking the face of the earth, politician, priest, anyone, even the Pope, is perfect. So give yourself permission to mess up. It's okay. It's okay, because like Billy Joel says, we learn more from our mistakes than we learn from the things we do right. Let's keep moving along here. Eckhart Tolle, he's a German author. He says this: anxiety, stress, tension, tension. These are all caused by too much future. All right? So stress, anxiety, tension are all caused by too much future. Regret, resentment, grief, grievances, bitterness, and the ability to not forgive are caused by too much past and not enough present. So both those things, what Eckhart is saying is too much stress and all that, too much future, not enough present. And all the anxiety and the grief and the people that you're hating and the things you're hating and all that stuff that you still haven't gotten over from the 7th grade, too much past. We're not supposed to live in the past. We live in the now. So he's saying exactly what everyone else is saying, exactly what Buddha is saying. Don't mourn the past. Eckhart's saying the same thing a little bit differently. We look at Mark chapter 6, verse 34, and it says, his heart was moved. Boys and girls, what moves your heart? What moves your heart? I can't answer that question for you. What moves your heart? What causes you to enjoy, to be, to know present moment? What moves your heart? Find what moves your heart, and then take that, whether it's outside, whether it's to a piano, whether it's to a friend's house, and enjoy that moment. What moves your heart? Not your mind, but your heart. Because once you understand what moves your heart, then you won't get caught up in all of these traps that the devil sets for us. Things like worry, things like anger, things like hatred, all of those things that steal us from enjoying the present moment. Things like being distracted by television shows and what's on the phone and the website and all of that stuff. Trust me, put the devices down. Those things will be there when you're done having lunch or done having dinner with your wife. I eat alone 5 nights, almost 6 nights a week now. I would love to have someone sitting at the end of that table that I can talk to. And I even eat dinner outside, looking outside, being in the present moment. So if you have someone that you can have dinner with, I don't care if you're gay, heterosexual, straight, transgender, it doesn't matter. Turn the TV off, put the phone down, and talk to them. And be in that present moment. Where is your heart? As Mark says, and his heart was moved. All right, here's the takeaway for today. And this is from my counselor, Bob, over there at Catholic Charities. And not all the counselors there are Catholic. They're all different Christian faiths. But it's scripture therapy. It's wonderful on Grove Street. Everyone should go there at least once in their life. This is the simplest takeaway, and it sums up the entire show. And it says this: participate, Don't anticipate. Boom. Participate. Live. Live. And don't worry about tomorrow, because today has enough troubles of its own. And you only have the strength for today. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much you think you're going to figure it all out, you do not have the strength for tomorrow, because tomorrow's not here. In the past, all that stuff that you're giving you ulcers, bury it, because it's going to kill you. Live in the present moment with the people you love. Live in the present moment with nature. Live in the present moment with whatever moves your heart. Now, today's song, I think, is one of the best matches to the topic I have ever found. So, very quickly, I will not be here next week, but move the coffee table, move the picnic table, get everything out of the way, because this song is perfect for this topic. I want to thank Jock for having me on today. Stan, great job with the refreshment table, and Kurt's Monkey Hot Dogs, great job. Tell them Boz sent you. George, we'll do another dinner at Christie's. I can't wait. And remember, everyone, be yourself, because everyone else is taken. Jock, spin the vinyl.